All right, so first of all, I want to thank Joe and the UCSS staff for putting this all together. I mean, this is a great event. I'm very excited to be here. It's my first event, as Joe said. I've been with the system less than a year. And, it's a really exciting system. There's amazing things going on all the time. And, I'm really excited to be here, representing the entire system. Just to give you a sense of where we're at, we have 7,000 IT professionals across the system. That represents the 10 campuses, the 5 health systems, some of the ancillary units, and I want you to let that sink in for a second. Because we talk about the opportunity that we have as IT professionals and what this university system does, helping students succeed, taking care of our country's sickest patients, groundbreaking research on our toughest societal problems. And all of us, we play a role in that. As Joe said, there is an element of IT itself doesn't have a mission, but we support the mission. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how I see our role evolving in that. My father always said, as we were growing up, in any situation in life where there are challenges, there are also opportunities. And I'm going to talk to you today about the challenges facing the University of California, but also speak to the opportunities and the role that we play in realizing those opportunities. And I truly believe that IT is emerging more and more as a transformative role in support of the mission. The challenges, you guys all know them as well as I do, and it doesn't matter whether we're talking about diminishing state financial support, the public outcry to keep a college education affordable, the increasing competitiveness of our research enterprises, or dramatic changes in healthcare brought upon by the Affordable Health Care Act. We understand that there are tremendous challenges that we have in the university in continuing to do what we do at the high level of quality that we do it. But, as has been the case in many industry inflection points, size, scale, and innovation carry the day. They carry you into the new world. And these elements all work in our favor as the University of California. And given the always evolving field of technology, our roles as IT professionals are expanding in support of the mission. If you had any doubt of that, all you have to do is listen to the speech that our new chancellor of UCSF, Sam Hawgood, gave at the Regents meeting last month, where he talked about the evolution of this university, saying, and I quote, that the university is being driven by, and I quote, a convergence of technological, biological, and global population science organized into large integrated knowledge networks. Now there's a statement that us as IT people can understand, right? Knowledge, networks, technological. You throw in a little bit of big data and a cloud and you got a royal flush going on, right? I mean, this is some really good stuff and it shows how our roles are changing. Chancellor Hawgood was talking about healthcare, but I would subscribe that we could use those types of statements for any aspect of the university today. And let me just give you a couple of examples, and these are conversations that I'm involved in on a regular basis trying to figure out technology's role here. Wearable technologies are soon going to transform what we can do around campus safety and security. Field sensors linked to high-speed wireless networks are now aggregating data from the agricultural fields, helping farmers figure out their water and nutrient plants for their crops. You want an example of digital healthcare? How about glucose monitoring through your contact lenses? Now available. And my new favorite, which I heard just last week, the network as an instrument of discovery in the field of geology. Sensor-based data collection, network-enabled software, and augmented 3D reality to show the researcher what she cannot see that's going on inside the rock. I mean, really transformational stuff here, all enabled by things that we do every day. And so our work at the university is as relevant as it's ever been. We have teams doing everything from the mundane to the amazing. And as I've traveled around the system over the last 10 months, spending much of my time visiting with faculty, researchers, clinicians, and students, I continue to be amazed at how much innovation our 7,000 professionals across the system generate. When I spoke to the regents in March, I referenced my observations as a culture of local innovation and cited several examples how we were streamlining costs, supporting student success, and enhancing patient care. And during this week, you're going to interact with your peers and you're going to hear about these examples and you're going to see some of the amazing accomplishments we have as a community as I get to travel around the system. You're going to get a chance to get a glimpse into that world. But while I was with the regents, I also said that I thought we weren't yet where we needed to be or where we could be. And that often when in my travels, and I saw this innovation, I saw that the innovation stayed local and it missed the opportunity to build on success and be leveraged for more value. Too often we go about our work thinking about only our own department or our own school or our own campus, and we miss the broader opportunity to share and collaborate with one another. And so today I'll say the same thing I said at the Regents meeting, which is, given the challenges we have as the University of California, can we afford to miss these opportunities? Joe referenced, the CIOs, and the CIOs and myself, we've talked about this and we agree that we can't afford to miss these opportunities in support of the mission. And so the IT Leadership Councils work together to develop a collaboration framework to outline the principles for how we work together. But I think we all know that memos and Word documents from the top never are enough to bring about substantial change. The most profound changes are the ones that combine inspired leadership with grassroots movement. And today I'd like to urge all of you to start that grassroots movement for the University of California and for our IT community. True collaboration requires two things: the desire to collaborate and the ability to connect with others of like mind, which we tend to call birds of a feather. And since I joined the university, I've created several meetings bringing people together where the birds of a feather can get together and talk about their common interests and challenges. And in every case, people come away and say, that was great, that was so valuable, we need to be doing more of this. But one thing I know about the face-to-face forum, that it doesn't scale very well, and that's something that we need. Jim Collins, who's the author of the book Good to Great and also Great by Choice, so eloquently said that innovation itself did not create great organizations. The truly great ones sustain their excellence by bringing innovations to scale. And so my challenge to all of you today, being representatives of those 7,000 people, is how are we going to bring our innovations to scale in these new challenging times? How are we going to find a way to leverage the power of 7,000 talented and experienced IT professionals? How are we going to build a community, a University of California IT community that doesn't just support the mission, but transforms it? Because I believe that the desire to work together exists in our system today. But I believe that the ability to do so is hampered and that we don't have the tools that we need to collaborate, share, and learn from one another. Listserv is not a 2014 tool for collaboration. I think we can all agree to that. But this is where all of you come in. This is where your voice needs to speak up and talk about what we need. If you think we need a platform to connect people and ideas, send me an email. If you want a place to share your knowledge and experiences and connect the birds of a feather, tweet me at Andriola_UC. If you have ideas on how to unleash the power of 7,000 talented, motivated individuals, write it on my blog, tell me what we need and how you would use it. And if a bird of a feather group wants to get started now, tackle me before I leave this event. I put the challenge out there for a reason, because I believe it will transform the university and the role that we play in it. I believe it so strongly that if the grassroots movement is strong enough and loud enough, I'll fund it for everyone within the university. This is an opportunity that I put in your hands because it's where this should be. I believe that these types of decisions should be in the hands of the people who every day support the mission. And so I leave it to you to think about, talk with your peers about it over the course of the week, and approach me if you think that these are the types of things that we need and what they look like. So today I'm here and really privileged with the opportunity to speak to about 300 who are here at UCCSC, roughly 4% of our IT community. And let me give you a perspective on that. For every one of you here, there are 24 back working at their locations with the same type of talent and experience and motivation that you have. So think about what you'd be able to do if you could leverage that power and experience on your next project. What if you could get a question answered in an instant by the resident UC expert? How much more productive could you be? How much more transformative input could you provide to this university? And so to close, I'd just like to say first, thank you for the opportunity to talk today and to represent the voice of the IT community across UC. I hope that you enjoy this event, and please thank the organizers because they did a wonderful job of putting this all together. Use the opportunity to connect with one another, to expand your network, to find those birds of a feather that connect with you. Use it as a way to discuss the challenge I put out in front of you today. And maybe most importantly, use it as a way to celebrate working for the greatest public university system in the world. I thank you for the chance to talk today and look forward to transforming the university going forward, and please enjoy the event.